Yesterday we discussed about the basic definition of psychology, and I said that father of a psychologist. Do you remember?
William what?
Why we considered as he's the father of psychology means he's the one first started a laboratory especially for psychological experiments, especially in the University of Leeds. Okay, that's why he's considered as the father of psychology. I'll just show you the picture. Can you able to see the picture? He's the one the first introduced a laboratory setup for assessing the psychological emotion factors and all. Okay, so and next the picture you're seeing is middle the Sigmund Freud, and can you get a Sigmund Freud is meant for his psychoanalytic theory, isn't it? And it's actually based on this later many theories emerged like dream analytic theory. Okay, he's the basic pillar we can say from his point of view. Later on many theories has been emerged. Next picture we can see is B.F. Skinner, and can you get B.F. Skinner? Do you have any idea about it? So B.F. Skinner actually he's a psychologist. Okay, especially he is an American psychologist. He said he found that behavior can be a person's behavior, might be myself. My behavior can be learned. The behavior that is I'm following that can be learned in a process of that I'm influenced by my environment and society. That is, it's a learning behavior, it's a learning process. That thing he said, B.M. Skinner. Next one is Ivan Pavlov. The picture you see is that Ivan Pavlov. He's meant for the classical conditioning. Okay, that while he was in an experiment at his lab to check out the digestive system of the dog, that time what he did means he used to give the food by his assistant. That assistant used to wear the white coat. Okay, so whenever the bell rings and that this assistant used to provide the food. So dog, whenever sees the food, it starts salivating. Okay, so what he said means he is giving a two stimulus to the dog. That is providing a food. After seeing the food, the dog is salivating, and later on, what happened means whenever this dog sees a white coat also, it is the second stimulus. The dog again starts stimulating. That is, food is going to come. I'm going to eat like that. Okay, so that what in this Ivan Pavlov what describes means when we give it two stimulus, they will have a third new behavior will be arrived. That was he said. New behavior is learned. That is classical conditioning that Ivan Pavlov discussed by proving an experiment using a dog salivation. Today I just read an outline about definition of psychology. That is, psychology is a scientific study of one's own mind and behavior. And this is a definition that is described by the American Psychological Association. So then we came to a scope of psychology. That is psychology, as I said, psychology is a very important field which is spread all over the world. Each and every field requires psychology. Even as I said, even in the engineering department, when the engineer is aware what he is doing, only when he is aware of when he is in a conscious level and what he is doing right, he can able to achieve the task, the work complete. He can able to achieve, isn't it? So for that, in this topic we are discussing about the scope of psychology. Actually, it has an enormous range of scope over every field. So that can be broadly divided into basic psychology and applied psychology. Basic psychology, in a sense, a fundamental. The basic psychology describes how we should behave in particular setup, especially how we should behave in front of elders. Our parents used to say we should greet our elders, isn't it? When a guest came means we used to invite them. Then we can offer them a water or a coffee, isn't it? These are the behaviors, the social behaviors that we are getting from our parents as well as our society, isn't it? Likewise, college, there will be ethics. Students must wear a certain type of dress code we should follow. Likewise, university, laboratories, departments, everything there has own set of pattern of rules, behaviors that must be followed according to their norms. Okay, this was done by the basic psychology. These things can be elaborately came to know. Okay, basic psychology has the following subfields. First one is developmental. So as I said, in a developmental means It starts from the birth itself. So how the child develops, how it observes, by the way the child become an adult. So in developmental psychology, it studies the human development, physical, emotional, social, moral, emotional, personality development across its lifespan. For instance, if a child is always encouraging to play with all their neighbors, for example with their friends, the child have a habit of, in future the child have a habit of being friendly, being an extrovert person. Do you know about extrovert person? Be free, they'll be socializing, friendly nature. Okay.
Yes.
The developmental study can help us to know the child maybe in childhood itself will be very friendly, playing with all their nearby kids. Maybe the child may be brought up in a joint family setup, always mingling with nearby human beings. These can develop the child how to behave like an extrovert adult. Gradually, it develops the moral, how to behave, the moral in a sense, the rules to be followed in the society, to be in a disciplined manner. So, how to control the emotional, these are the things the child will start learning from the younger age itself. It can be detailedly studied in the lifespan. Okay, lifespan psychology. Developmental psychology primarily focus on child development, especially as in the fluid analytic theory. Usually, it helps us to reveal this. Okay, how the child, the oral stage, in the particular stage, how the child will develop particular characteristics in the adulthood. Okay, but today, due to
Oh,
great research to adolescents, adult, and old age group. Actually, for me, actually, when a client came to my clinic, means I used to discuss. I'm here to help out their psychological issues, isn't it? So,
yes.
if they are coming to, if they are ready to reveal something, so I'm here to clear out their worries. Okay, so I'm going to check out the cause. What is his nature? What make him to behave in a certain manner? So when we discuss about the certain things and questions, we can came to know that in childhood he might have a particular incident that impact can be reflect after he being an adult. Got it? So also basic psychology and social psychology. It deals with interpersonal behavior and role of social forces in governing behavior. Means interpersonal behavior in a sense, for in a sense, a nuclear family child we can get might be reserved, maybe intelligent, smart enough, multi-talented, but not an expressive to their relatives, because they are something strange, because a kid not used to mingle with their relatives. Okay, so what I'm saying is that for the relatives, a child maybe seems like an introvert child. Oh, that child is not behaving, not communicating with us. Oh, they're not. They didn't show interest on us, or like that. They can feel that is interpersonal behavior. The child actually don't have that intention to behave with the relatives, but in the society it reflects like that. So that was I'm trying to say. It deals with the interpersonal behavior and the role of social forces in governing behavior. So, the society we are living will teach us, influence us to do and to make us adapt a certain behavior that make us a personality. Okay, this can be clearly said in certain terms like attitude formation. For instance, if a mother is a great leader in a particular organization, means the child may also adapt the mother's behavior, and the child may also try to implement his mother's character as a leadership. He can able to complete, govern their friends, able to take care of their friends, to do a particular work. Attitude formation in the sense that we can say, for example, we used to say that the child is walking like his father, combing like his grandfather, like that, can able to feel that. So the child starts developing the behavior of the person who is watching frequently. Okay, that is attitude formation. Attitude change. Attitude change in a sense, if we have a group of friends and all are of jovial and friendly nature, and myself an introvert means, later on I can gradually come out of my introvert and behave in a good manner, a friendly manner. Then prejudice means, in a society, prejudice, they used to think what yeah, they won't the prejudices are not a yeah right, isn't it? But in a society they will, yeah, they will go as what majority of people thinks. They also portray the discrimination and all. Prejudice in a sense, discrimination. Quality of leadership will be developed. Conformity, some they will be fixed. For example, peoples will get into fixation. For example, black men do a particular type of work. Or for example, Western, the peoples wearing Western dress won't go to temple. Like that, they will negatively fix a particular pattern, that is conformity. So attraction, yeah, attraction, like that. The emotional states, aggression. For innocence, if the child always having a fighting brother, okay, always seeing a TV in a TV violent pictures of full of violence movies, so that the child may develop a aggressive character. Likewise, intimate relationships and behaviors in groups. These and all we can get in a social psychology. Next comes a physiological psychology. Actually, I said that physiological psychology is as a result of our emotions, and our emotions also can be get from our physical body system also. If we are sick or we have a stomach ache, we feel irritated, isn't it? We won't talk nicely, isn't it? It is vice versa. So emotion, due to emotions, our body physiological changes will take place. As I said yesterday, our sympathetic nervous system gets activated. As a result of it, our stress hormones released. So we get a negative impact over the body. Our cells maybe get damaged if we keep on practice the stress factors. But if our health is issue, so if I got a fever means I couldn't concentrate in a particular work, isn't it? I feel very tired. Our brain needs rest for that, isn't it? Physiological psychology deals with this, and it also examines the influence of genetic factors. Means there might be certain characters that is traveled from generation to generation through the DNA. Okay, that can be studied in this physiological psychology. It examines the influence of genetic factors on behavior. So certain characters can be traveled through our genes. That people used to say that he used to behave like his grandfather. His grandfather also talk like this. Can you get this point? It also deals with the brain, nervous system, endocrine system, and body chemicals like the neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters in the sense dopamine, gamma, these hormones in the regulation of behavior. So there must be a certain balance in the hormones released. In case of tension, worries, a particular hormones will be secreted more and disturbs our body function. Next, abnormal psychology. It's a psychopathology. Yesterday we discussed that in case of the persons with psychological issues, and we will check out how it happened, what is the factors, and what are the treatments to be carried out to overcome how to manage the psychological therapy. That is psychotherapy. We used to say psychotherapy. Yes, pathology means a disease condition. Okay, so a disturbance in the normal psychology pattern of the human being. That study is an abnormal psychology. In this study, we can check out what's the problem, what is the help. Maybe the psychological issues is from their brain level, or else in a behavioral pattern, or is the influence from their environment. We can study this. Experimental psychology restricts themselves chiefly to laboratory research. As I said yesterday, experiment means something we are going to trial. We have to check out. We are planning one thing, whether this emotion, whether taken place in a certain manner. To check out that, a laboratory setup, the psychologist will set up a particular pattern, and he asks the person who is going to be examined. Okay, the psychologist will check out for his emotional state, for example, memory, learning, thinking, motivation, emotions. These aspects can be checked out using this experimental psychology. For example, some of the persons can be irritated on seeing a certain things. For seeing a particular scenes, we can take an entertainment media. Okay, some people doesn't like a particular point that portrays in the to check out is. I'm just saying one of the example. To check out this, the psychologist used to what he gets, why he gets anger. He used to set up your TV, the particular picture that he gets irritates. He just monitors and check out the anger. Or else there is many measurements he will carry out. Other type of experiments also he can use. How he behaves with the groups, just in a competitive nature. Just the psychologist will conduct a game. The one who gets short temper always get into conflict when a group of people will be in the laboratory, isn't it? We can check it out like that also. And then psychometrics. It is concerned with the measurements of behavior and capacities, usually through the development of psychological tests. As I said, there are many types of said. I said that IQ that may be a test. I was telling that psychometric is the some of the psychological tests that is used to measure intelligence or else the performance, how the person reacts in a particular situation. Okay, that deals with that. So there will be a particular scale. There will be, as I said, there will be measurements in that. They'll ask a certain type of questions like that, question format. Okay, so psychometrics deals with that. You have to check out if it is concerned with the measurement of behavior and capacities, usually through the development of psychological tests. Usually, this study deals with the testing. Okay, and one of the example is intelligence test. Okay, for example, 7-year child can able to do a simple calculation, that is 4 2s are 8. A 7-year child, okay, a 7th standard child can able to make this simple calculation, isn't it? The same 7-year child can able to wear his own dress. Am I right? He can clean up by himself. He can wash his face. He can tie up his shoes. Okay. Likewise, some of the task will be given by the psychologist. Okay. They will set up certain type of test that check out this mental ability, performance ability, how he behaves in the groups, etc., etc. If the score matches more than his age level, then it's normal. If his scores decrease means then his IQ level is low. Okay. Yes. Likewise, the psychometric test is used to check out. Next one is cognitive psychology. Cognition, in a sense, the brain function. Cognitive means brain, that is higher functions. Okay. So it helps in how our brain thinks, language, the multiple. Some persons will conclude with a cognitive and personality psychology. Okay. So cognitive psychology actually it's a higher mental process, that is memory, thinking, reasoning, information processing, problem solving, the decision making, creativity, artificial intelligence. These are all the things with IQ that deals with the intelligence. Okay, the brain function. These study we can detailedly study about brain functions. That is cognitive psychology.
Cognitive is like functions of brain.
Exactly. Functions, multitasking capability. We can say depends if the people have a good cognitive psychology usually deals with the higher vision, higher thinking capacity that is involves in the brain and nervous system. Cognitive psychology. Personality psychology describes and explains the individual consistency in behavior. Personality, in a sense, we have certain type of friends. One friend may be always jovial. One friend will be always calm, isn't it? How we decide that that friend is a friendly nature, always a friendly, helping nature? Because we had listened the friends, observe the friends, multiple moments. Okay. Yes. Most of the times we used to experience a certain behavior from them. Okay, our friend is having a helping nature, always friendly nature. Okay, so that develops, that describes and explains the individual consistency in behavior, which represents their personality. When a person is keep on behaving in a certain pattern of behavior, he can be described in that type of personality. The area of interest, for example, the athletic persons always wish to play and watch the programs of sports activities. Watching cricket, always playing, always having a ball, always having bat. Interested in sports activities. Okay, so we can able to check out by their area of interest. It describes and explains the individual consistency in behavior, which represents their personality. The area of interest is also concerned with the factors that determine personality. So, if the child keep on interested in studying maths, means obviously the child may in adulthood become a maths tutor or maths professor. If he was interested in maths, means obviously while he was an adult, he used to select in a selective math. You want to go to the maths group, isn't it? You want to choose a maths career to become a professor like that. During maybe he may be influenced by his science miss, the way she teaches. That child may start showing yeah, interest towards the science subject, and
Yes.
may he can be become an wish to become a scientist too. Yeah,
Yes.
isn't it? So it depends upon the area and depends upon the time factors also.